Good evening. This is the national news telecast on ChannelEye Rupavahini. I'm Movin Hettiarachi.
And I'm Sharon Mascarenas. First, it's a look at the day's headlines.
The Buddhist Sempali University opens after 70 days of closure. All arrangements have been finalized to import eggs. Poultry farmers say no need to import. Passenger buses are compulsory to stop at Makumbara Multi-Model Centre. Government focuses to increase the fuel quota. Mayantha Dissanayake is to resign from the COPF. Over 59 were killed in a boat capsized in Italy. Australia claimed the T20 Women's World Cup.
Taking the stories in detail now, the Buddhist Sempali University in Homagama, which remained closed for over 2 months, was opened today for the first-year students.
The university was closed on the 19th of December owing to several reasons, including ragging. Although it started academic activities today, it will be open for the fourth-year students on the 3rd of March. Vice-Chancellor of the university has taken a decision regarding the opening and says the decision was taken for the first-year and fourth-year students to be held in the coming weeks. The Vice-Chancellor, Nelwe Sumanmanshathero, says that the first-year students stay in the hostels for the next 2 weeks and sit for the exams. The 60 suspects, including Buddhist monks and convener of the Inter-University Students' Federation, Vasantha Budalage, who were remanded under the charge of entering the Ministry of Education forcefully, were released on bail today, when they were produced before the Kaduwala Magistrates Court this evening.
The State Trading General Corporation says that measures have been taken to import eggs soon after the relevant reports have been finalized. Accordingly, 2 million eggs are to be imported from India. Acting Chairman of the State Trading General Corporation, Gilma Dahanayaka, said that the Animal Products Department has given its approval to import eggs. However, they will not be released to the open market and only be issued to the bakers. An egg will be priced at 30 rupees. Meanwhile, Chairman of the Bakery Owners Association, Asela Sampath, says that prices of bakery products can be reduced if they will be provided eggs at a reduced price of ₹25 each. Meanwhile, Senior Advisor of the All Island Poultry Farmers Association, Mathili Jayasekara, says that there is sufficient amount of eggs in the country at present.
Minister Kanchana Vijayasekara tweeted that no decision has been taken to remove the QR code in fuel issuing systems. The QR system was initiated on the 1st of August last year. Minister Vijayasekara says that there is no truth in the media reports saying that the system is suspended since the 10th of April. However, the government has focused attention to increase the amount of fuel quota. The minister has further stated that discussions will be held within the next few months to take a decision on the QR system.
Samaki Jana Balawegaya parliamentarian Mayantha Dissanayake says that he has decided to resign from the chairmanship of the COPF. At a press briefing held this morning, the relevant resignation letter has already been directed to the Speaker this afternoon. Samaki Jana Balawegaya parliamentarian Mayantha Dissanayake said that he took this decision following a common consent. He added that he resigned after having talks with the opposition leader so as to maintain collective responsibility of the opposition. He stressed that he did not get this post under a deal with the government.
The World Bank's investment arm, the International Finance Corporation, agreed today to extend a $400 million in euro cross-currency swap facilities to help Sri Lanka with the fund of essential imports. 3 private banks, which together deal with over 30% of Sri Lanka's remittances and exports, will receive the facility to fund essential imports including medicine, food and fertilizer. The International Finance Corporation said in a statement today. The funds will provide a much-needed foreign exchange cushion for the country, which is grappling with the worst financial crisis over 7 decades, partly triggered by the severe shortage of dollars. Sri Lanka's economy is estimated to have contracted by 9.2% last year and expected to shrink a further 4.2% this year, according to the World Bank data. The International Finance Corporation is also working on further plans to support client banks with other long-term funding and advisory services in the future, the statement added. Sri Lanka signed a preliminary agreement with the International Monetary Fund for $2.9 billion bailout last September, but has to put up a debt on a sustainable repayment track before the funds can be dispersed.
A person killed following the protests organised by the National People's Power in Colombo yesterday. 28 persons have been injured and hospitalised following the protest. The victim has been identified as Nimal Amarasiri, a candidate who is to contest the Nimitikala Pradesha Sabha under the NPP. After the clash occurred during the protest, he was admitted to the Colombo National Hospital following a health failure. At a press briefing held today, the NPP said that he was in critical condition last night and passed away this morning. Secretary to the National People's Power Tilvin Silva said that a party member has died following the protests. It is a pathetic situation. No one should sacrifice life for democracy. The MPP organised this protest to win over the rights of the people. We want to build up a country and a society conducive for people. However, it is a serious matter that the government is playing with the lives of the people. The election is a right of the people. We stage protests in a peaceful manner to secure the rights of the people. Meanwhile, the Sri Lanka Human Rights Commission has focused its attention to the water and tear gas attack charge at the protest march organised by the MPP yesterday. Although the police has obtained an injunction order against the protest, the Human Rights Commission stresses that the water cannon and gas attacks have been directed in an area that is not prohibited by the codes. The Human Rights Commission has also focused attention on injuring 28 persons during the attack. The Commission has started an inquiry into the incident and informed the IGP to provide a detailed report in this regard.
Paddy purchasing is now underway in Vaunia and Kilinochchi districts. However, the farmers complained that the harvests are not purchased at the government's certified price. 8 private mill owners and Vaunia North Multipurpose Cooperative Society purchased paddy harvest from farmers in Vaunia district. Paddy less than 14% of moisture is purchased at 100 rupees a kilo. The paddy with 14 to 22% of moisture is purchased as 88 rupees per kilo. Over 200,000 kilos of paddy have been purchased at present. In the Kilinochchi district, several private mill owners and Kilinochchi District Multipurpose Cooperative Society are purchasing the paddy harvest. They have purchased over 100,000 kilos of paddy from farmers by now.
Individuals engaged in the tourism industry and the tourists visiting the Benthara area face immense difficulties due to non-availability of power supply at the Benthara Bridge area. This area is considered as an intensive tourist zone and many tourists visit the area these days. It is regrettable to say that the Benthara Bridge and the surrounding area is in darkness in the night as the light system has broken down. The businessmen in the area complain that even though they informed the authorities regarding this matter, they have not yet focused attention to solve this problem. Residents in the Hikkadu area expressed their gratitude to the President Ranil Wickremesinghe for his measures taken up to stop illegal sand mining in Dodandua, the Tarangama and Hikkadu coastal areas, that is.
The residents in these areas informed the President regarding this during a President's recent visit to those areas. According to the President, this has been ordered to relevant authorities to stop this racket immediately. The villagers pointed out that illegal sand mining and selling have been carried out by some businessmen under the support of a group of officials. This has been caused so severe threat to the environment in the coastal belt. This has been a negative effect on the beauty of the coastal belt and the tourism industry in the area. Large stocks of sand accumulate in the coastal areas due to improper constructions of breakwater at Perelia and Dodamdua fisheries harbours. The villagers have said these sand dunes are illegally mined and a tipper of sand is usually sold at a price of 40 to 50,000 rupees. We'll be back with more news after a short break.
New possibilities. Make everything you envision yours. People's Bank Excelsior. A comprehensive range of banking services exclusively for professionals. Live the life you want.
Welcome back to the news, and we take a look at more local news now. Chief of the Pakistani Navy, Admiral Mohammad Amjad Khan Niazi, called on President Ranil Wickremesinghe at the President's office this morning. The Pakistani Navy chief, who is currently on an official visit to Sri Lanka, engaged in discussion with the President during the meeting. During the discussion, the emphasis was placed on enhancing the maritime regional cooperation between Sri Lanka and Pakistan, alongside exploring opportunities for the further expansion of maritime activities between the two nations. Symbolizing this meeting, the Pakistani Navy chief presented a commemorative gift to the President Wickremesinghe. A group of senior naval officials from both countries attended the event.
Minister of Transport Dr. Bandula Guruvardhana says that all passenger transport buses travelling alone in the high-level road passing Markumbura must stop at the multimodal centre in Markumbura from the 1st of March. The minister added that the relevant parties have been informed regarding this decision. Minister Dr. Bandula Guruvardhana says that decision has been officially been informed to the CTB. The National Transport Commission has also been asked to direct the relevant private buses to stop at the multimodal centre in Markumbura. If buses do not heed the call, their route permits will be cancelled following a thorough investigation. The traffic police have been informed to direct the buses to stop at the centre.
The Supreme Court today decided to postpone the petition filed by the General Secretary of the Samagijana Balawegaya, Ranjit Madhuma Bandara, regarding the local government polls to the 3rd of March. The petitioner has asked the Supreme Court to declare that the fundamental rights of the people have been violated by the government by not issuing required funds to the Election Commission. A group including the Secretary of the Finance Ministry have been named as the respondents of the petition. This order was issued following a request made by the petitioner to consider the petition before the 9th of March. The petition was summoned today before the panel of judges including S. Thurai Raja, Yasantha Kodagoda and Priyantha Fernando. The Colombo Magistrate Courts today fixed the dates to hear the bribery case filed against the former Minister Johnston Fernando and several others. Colombo High Court Judge Manjula Tilakaratna ordered this rejection a basic objection presented by the respondent. Accordingly, the case will be resummoned on the 10th of May for the pre-hearing discussion. Former Minister Johnston Fernando and others have been charged with fraud under the Bribery Act by deploying a group of Sathosa employees on private activities in 2014, causing financial loss to the government. 3 persons, including former Minister Johnston Fernando and then Chairman of the Sathosa, Iraj Fernando, have been named as respondents of this case. Colombo Additional Magistrate Rajendra Jayasuriya ordered today to appoint a Judicial and Forensic Investigation Board to decide the cause of death of the late businessman Dinesh Shafter. The board consists of 5 forensic experts. Accordingly, Professor Asela Mendis, DCR Pereira, DMP Fernando and medical officers Siva Subramaniam and Dr. Wanpura have been appointed to the board. They have to decide the cause of the death and to forward to the courts. The inquest is to be resummoned on the 14th of March as there is a contradiction in the post-mortem report. Well, that's a look at local news. Stay with us. Foreign news is coming up next.
Now on to foreign news. More than 100 migrants have been killed after a boat sank in the rough seas in southern Italy.
Foreign media said at least 62 migrants are confirmed to have died, within 12 children, including a baby. A vessel thought to have carried some 200 people broke apart while trying to land near Crotone on Sunday in Italy. People from Afghanistan, Pakistan, Somalia, Syria, Iraq and Iran were said to be on board. Bodies were recovered from the beach at a nearby seaside resort in the Calabria region. The Coast Guard said 80 people have been found alive. However, many people remain unaccounted for. Local customs police said one survivor was arrested on migrant trafficking charges. Many of those on board were thought to be from Pakistan. As assistance and relocation operations continue, a group of survivors of the deadly shipwreck are struggling to come to terms with the loss of their loved ones. Sergio Di Dato from charity Medicines Sans Frontières said people are heavily traumatized.
North Korea held meetings on farming amidst food shortage fears. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has kicked off a ruling party rally meeting to discuss the agricultural improvements. State news agency Korean News Agency reported Kim oversaw the 7th enlarged plenary meeting on the 8th Central Committee of the Workers' Party on Korea on Sunday. The meeting, which is ongoing, will determine immediate and important tasks on agricultural issues and issue urgent tasks to arise at the present stage of the national economic development. Senior officials such as Cabinet Premier Kim Tok-hun and Jo Young-won, one of Kim Jong-un's closest aides who have handled the Central Committee organizational affairs, were also attending this meeting. The meeting is the party's first plenary session convened only to discuss the agriculture. South Korean government said that the food situation in North Korea appears to have deteriorated. Officials in Seoul pointed out the meeting as a de facto acknowledgement of the serious shortages. Experts say current food shortages were probably triggered by poor harvests amidst extreme weather conditions and have been exacerbated by lockdowns. A sharp production trade in China due to border issues are also at hand.
SpaceX and NASA have called off at last minute an astronaut launch to the International Space Station after an issue with the rocket's ground system was detected. The launch was called off with about 2 minutes left on the countdown clock as a result of an issue related to the T-tab ignition fluid, which is used to ignite the SpaceX Falcon 9's rocket engines at liftoff. A SpaceX Systems engineer Kate Tice said the decision to wave off the launch was made out of an abundance of caution. NASA's administrator Bill Nelson praised the effort and commitment of NASA and SpaceX teams to maintain crew safety. The SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket and Crew Dragon capsule was slated to lift off from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida at 1:45 a.m. on Monday. But the clock was stopped by engineers that oversee the ground systems with less than 3 minutes left. This mission is expected to mark the 7th astronaut flight SpaceX carried out on NASA's behalf since 2020.
Britain and European Union close in on a crucial Brexit deal for Northern Ireland today. The British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and European Commission's President Ursula von der Leyen met on United Kingdom for the final talks on a deal to resolve the Northern Ireland Protocol, a key sticking point in the post-Brexit trading agreement. Sunak and von der Leyen agreed on Sunday to continue their work in person towards a shared, practical solution for the range of complex challenges around the protocol on Ireland and Northern Ireland. The United Kingdom may have left the European Union in 2020, January 31st, but the Northern Ireland Protocol has sparked persistent disagreement ever since. The Brexit deal mandates checks on some goods that travel to Northern Ireland from the rest of the United Kingdom, with new negotiations aimed at easing the rules. Union parties in Northern Ireland has argued that checks place ineffective border in the Irish Sea. The protocol has also been criticised, a long-standing peace deal that has borne an end to 3 decades of sectarian violence in Northern Ireland. Sunak's government has sought amendments to the deal signed by the former Prime Minister Boris Johnson.
Various lovely flowers bloom in parts of China, particularly the warmer south, as spring comes after winter, painting the country in dazzling colors.
Kutumi, Fantamai.
Now on to sporting news. We are looking at the world of cricket. The Sri Lankan cricket team left the island today for New Zealand for the Test cricket series. The series will begin on the 9th of March. All religion observances were held at the Sri Lanka cricket prior to the departure. The Test series against New Zealand included 2 Test matches. The first match will be played in Christchurch from 9th to the 13th of March. The second match will begin on the 17th of March. Dimuth Kararatne is the captain of the team, and veteran players Angelo Matthews and Dinesh Chandimal have also been included in the team. 36 Test matches have been played between Sri Lanka and New Zealand. New Zealand won 16 matches and Sri Lanka has won 9 matches. 11 matches ended in a draw. Now, in other news, Australia won the T20 Women's World Cup for the 6th time. They have defeated South Africa in the finals match played in Cape Town yesterday.
Australia won the toss and batted first and scored 156 runs for 6 wickets. Beth Mooney scored 74 runs in 53 balls. In reply, South Africa only scored 137 runs for 6 wickets. Beth Mooney was named the player of the match. Player of the tournament is Ashley Gardner. Australia has won the Women's World Cup for the 6th time this year.
Tries of catch it, that's been hit high up in the air and excellently.
Third of this time. I reckon she can more than a couple of years. On the pitch, I said mid-off was up. It doesn't really matter.
In other sporting news, the appeal court today issued an interim injunction order preventing the implementation of the Gazette notification issued by the Minister of Sports of Sri Lanka, Cricket and other sports association until the relevant petition will be considered.
The court ordered the Minister of Sports and other respondents to file objections before 27th of April regarding the petition filed by the Sri Lanka Cricket and other sports associations.
In the meantime, Red Devils clinched their first trophy in 6 years with a 2-0 win over Newcastle in Wembley after the Casemiro header and deflected Rashford strike in the Premier League.
Manchester United ended their 6-year wait for a silverware as they beat Newcastle United 2-0 to win the Carabao Cup at Wembley Stadium yesterday. Manchester United last won a major trophy in 2017 Europa League campaign but looked comfortable in their display against Eddie Howe's side as their header, a Marcus Rashford goal, gave Newcastle too much to overcome in their first League Cup final appearance since 1976. Newcastle's League Cup journey ended in a defeat after a difficult period for them against an impressive Manchester United team that looked comfortable throughout 90 minutes.
There was a time when a man named Eric...
Prima Kutumi, Fantamai.
That's it for tonight's English News telecast. Thank you for joining us. Good night.